Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Again, this is one of the most important charts to follow during the day, or at least have open in one of your screens. Highly recommend that people have multiple screens and not just one little cell phone or a laptop that they're trading out of if they want to be an active trader during the day. If you're not, then it's fine to have a simple screen to just keep one or two charts open. But like I said, I run out of screens myself because I'm monitoring so many different things at a given time that even how many screens do I have now? Just got one more, so we got six, we got eight, nine, and then a laptop screen. So you're talking about 10 screen that's doing all kinds of different stuff. So the RVX. Now this has to be coupled with last night's video cast, so it makes some sense, all right, or it makes clear sense. So I very highly suggest that you listen to last night's video cast, at least the RVX and the VIX part, and then go ahead and look at this. It'll make total sense. So last night I showed very clearly that look, if this thing breaks out over 20, we're in trouble. It'll probably shoot up to about 22 on the first move, and that would mean the dramatic fall in the market. I also showed that if it capped itself at these levels, which it's done before, then we would have a pullback, and that's exactly what happened. I saw the reversal earlier on, and I jammed in more and bought more longs. I was very active today with buying intraday longs earlier in the day on the reversals, specific few, and they paid off very, very well. Took care of some of the sharp, at least I would say temporary losses that were red that were showing on my books. And again, still a little bit more work to do, but some of them really tremendously profitable during the day. So if you look at these little things here, you're going to see that this pattern that we're seeing will at one point get completed. Okay, and now whether it gets completed this week or next week, I'm not quite sure, but it will get completed. In the meantime, this is what's going on. So you have a reversal caps here, and now it's down here testing the downtrend line. Okay, this is the large downtrend line. It's all very systematic. Also happens to be the third. This one happens to be the orange line. Happens to be the 34 moving average. This is the 50. It's now entered back into the bear flag channel, and that's the key point here. Now there's no certainty. Okay, you can see some reversal tails already coming into play here, and you can see that the histograms are severely oversold. So wouldn't be surprised one bit if we have a little bit of a pullback up and a pullback pull up and a pullback down in the market as we deal with Ms. Yellen's statements. And that's what I'm calling for, a sharp pull. I mean, a quick move. And I wouldn't be surprised if we go and test these levels. So you'll feel like, oh God, it's just one day or another, and that's exactly what it is. Doug Cassett once said a long time ago, the market has no memory from one day to another, and that is absolutely the God honest truth. Of course, readers like ourselves try to guide members and subscribers through this maze, and we've been pretty successful in doing some predictive analysis of what markets are going to do overall. So far, so good. So again, tomorrow we could very well see this move up towards 20. That will be a sharp pullback in the markets, and then fail, and then come down again. Otherwise, we could go down up here, check the top end of this channel, this bear channel, and then fall. And what would be the most optimistic scenario for bulls will be that we fall hard and we actually crash down towards the lower end of the channel, at which point it'll bounce again. So that would be the most optimistic scenario, that we get down towards 17 or 18 on the on the RVX, and that would mean that the Russell 2000 would be somewhere around the 1160, 1170 range, and that would be obviously very profitable for the longs. Saying all that, let's take a look at the VIX. Let me get this out. So monitoring this during the day also is not just an exercise in education. It definitely makes you money. So here's a VIX in play here, okay? I showed this last night, putting some arrows here. This is what's going on right at the lower Bollinger. People can see. So the VIX basically here. See that running tail it had during the day? This is still a bear flag if you want to look at it this way. So we went to the top of the flag, as I showed, And then we had this huge running tail that's on the heels of different things that happened, external news in the market, which turned the market, and strength in commodities, currencies weakening, the US dollar weakening, um, the Chinese news about the 500 billion liquidity infusion into the banks, all kinds of stuff, that the Fed's not going to change their language. So bottom line is, it's all a game. This was a running tail, spinning top, naked ball, whatever you call it, pulling back, and then bang, 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 right? And the market went the other way around. So at this point, if you notice, it's finding a base here. We have a small candle. You know, the devil's in the details, the trade's in the details. So let me get this out here. So what can happen? This probably moves up. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets up to 1450. That means the market will give back a good 100 points fast. Can it happen? It can sure happen. So be prepared for it. However, given the severity of today's move up and the size of the candle and such, I don't expect that type of VIX move. However, we could very well move to 1350 or so, which would mean we give back about 50 to 60 points of this move into the Fed meeting, after the Fed meeting, and then we basically come down again. If we break down, then we have 12 on the horizon. That's all you got to know. Let's take a look at the IBB, the biotech index, which we haven't looked in for a while. Okay, the biotech index on a daily basis. Let's see here. Okay, let's take this all the way down here. Wow, November 2012, not great. So that's a so this is the biotech index on a longer term view. Very much intact. See these things? This is what you learn from. You bounced off the 34 moving average on the daily chart. Not a coincidence, right? Just the way things happen. Let me get all these drawings out of here so it's a clean chart. Okay, there we go. So we bounced off, massive reversal candle. This is a bullish engulfing if you ever saw one. All right, look at this. Eclipsed yesterday's red candle and right off the 34. No magic. So at this point in time, wouldn't be surprised if we gets up and takes out 280 and gets and kisses 281. If that's the case, the biotechs have a lot of room to move. A lot of them are oversold enough to move, and that's just the way it is. So wouldn't be surprised again if we make a new high over 279, 278. This candle has to be respected. Look at the last time that happened. Let me just show you the last time these type of candles happen. There was one here, reversal candle, very similar. This pattern is actually very similar, and this is the July pattern. And if you notice, did this. So again, we could very well go here, pull back a little bit, and then make a move up. So this candle again, focus, is similar to this, very much so, and they have to be respected. So that's it. What else can I quickly look at? I can look at the IWM. Same story. This is a very clean chart, and you can certainly follow it, and you're gonna do well. Downtrend test of the downtrend line is 116.91. Call it 117. We have these lines to go over: 115.37, 115.07. Very important. We could fail here, come down and retest 113.50, which is going to feel very ugly for the longs. And look what we see internally. Internally, we're starting to see a crossover, and that's good. That's really good. This crossover, as long as it continues, we have the histograms to support it. The pillars on the histogram. We have a crossover here. So what I'm getting at is that I wouldn't be surprised if on a heavy move, thanks to Ms. Yellen and over the cooperative market forces. So let's see here. We would basically be moving up this way, which would be 115.75. So be prepared for this move. Other scenarios that we come down and test this, in which case buy it here. Strong support here at the lower end of the gap, 113.46, and we could certainly move from there. All right. So I don't think this is going to be a massive trend change tomorrow. They're talking about the death crosses on the Russell 2000.